Alright, let's take a look at Crystal Reed, who plays Allison in Teen Wolf. We're seeing a very square face. This jaw is just about one of the widest jaws I've ever seen in my life. Not female looking at all. Yeah, the mouth looks fairly wide. The eyes are quite wide set. I mean, these features are spread out over a very wide face. It's a very skinny person, as some of the modern MTFs are. It's very kind of straight up and down, inclines rather than curves. They have all kinds of procedures done, but I don't know. Straight back. This hand looks pretty big. And this image is obviously retouched. You can tell from the kind of unnatural lighting quality and everything, but I mean, it's a very slight person. Yeah, slight. But I don't know. The shape is not looking female. We're seeing a very long forehead, somewhat sloping brow, defined brow bones, defined cheekbones, defined jawbone, defined chin. You know, there's a slight softness, but I mean, overall these features are all so strong. If women have a strong facial structure, it still is not this pronounced. It just does not look natural. You know, I think I'm seeing something right here. Yeah, you know, as these eyes are very, very wide spaced. It seems like a fairly wide gap here. You know, the mouth looks pretty full in the lips, but there are men with full lips as well. It's not distinctly feminine trait, just typically more feminine, but there's no real jutting going on, at least in this shot. So like I say, sometimes they have very slight appearances and they don't look as obvious. A kind of weird look where the neck seems really long, and then the way that this slope connects doesn't seem quite right, quite female. Quite a kind of male glare going on here. Just look at this jaw. It is such a square jaw. You know, it has some female behaviors and facial expressions down pretty well, but I mean, it's behavior and expressions on the wrong frame, on the wrong face. Again, this energy doesn't seem very gentle and female to me. You know, I'm not saying that all women are intrinsically like a demure, gentle person. It's just that the way their eyes look doesn't have the same fierce kind of projecting energy as a male eyes look. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Straight, straight, straight. Male rear is just so straight. And look at this definition on the arm. I don't really know what a woman with that kind of look. Very strange. Knee is looking really weird here too. I don't know what's going on there. Alright, so again, this weird kind of thick neck and pyramid shoulder shape coming above the very square shoulders. This whole shape looks kind of weird to me too. Not very natural. Okay, crotch level would be about here, I reckon. Possibly a little lower, but whatever. Here or here. Still gonna reach the wrist, not the palm. Arms are looking too long. No, it's doing a kind of more female walk, but that doesn't change the dimensions of the person. Curving the whole body to the left, for like our left when walking. But if you kind of shift it in your perception to below the shoulders, you'll see that the width of the hips does not look as broad as that of the shoulders. You know, they can do all kinds of things to try and get a fake shape here, but this overall look just is not looking very right at all. You know, pouty lips on an incredibly broad jaw. It's very strange looking. Again, curving backward to create more of a curve to the back, and the dress does the rest of the work. these super defined muscles everywhere, looking very weird, looking female. And this shot just looks very weird. I mean, the whole face kind of looks different to what we've been seeing all along, but still, it's just something off. Yeah, so there's a very weird kind of shape here, but it's just not as broad as the shoulders. Seeing a defined trachea in a long neck. Women's necks are not typically that long. Hanging long arms. You know, the way that it walks makes the legs appear a little more curved, but I don't think we've really got much of a defined Q angle here. Yeah, this one does seem to have pretty good mannerisms and behaviors, but convincing for a female. But I'm seeing something strange about this. And again, the curves here, they're not really curves so much as inclines, and that's unusual. Something about this shape just looks very strange to me. Again, in the neck, we're seeing too much, and this jaw just really draws the eye. Looks like we've got a bit of a weird line going on here underneath. You can't really see it much, but have they done something to the lower rib in here? Have they removed something? I don't know. Again, the body line here, it really sways out to one side when walking to attempt to create a curve, but the body line here is just not looking like you'd have a more of a female rounded appearance here. Yeah, push the hips out far enough to the side, and a man can kind of gather some flesh here as well. It's not distinctly female. Alright, so this doesn't look like a very curved torso. It just kind of gradually expands, and pretty thin legs, and I think you could get this kind of fat distribution by using estrogen. Again, this neck just looking pretty dang male. Yeah, this whole appearance just, something is weird. Can't really tell if the digit ratio might have a more female looking digit ratio, but some men do. Weird mixed forehead with a curve and brow ridge. Really big mouth again. This neck is just always drawing my attention. The ear actually looks quite large. It does have that really thin kind of model look. It's really promoted, and I think is pretty much an MTF look. I don't really know real women who end up looking quite so, tubular. And if you take a prepubescent boy and block his hormones as much as you can and give him female hormones, it creates a pretty slight person, and it doesn't develop the same kind of body fat and curves that a woman has. So it creates a very kind of sleek appearance, and this kind of appearance is what women have been told for a few decades now is what they should look like, and men are told it's what the women should be looking like for them. So it's just a very unhealthy look for a woman to attain anyway, because women typically need a higher level of fat to be healthy and to be fertile, and when they get really thin, they are no longer fertile, and that's a clear indicator of not being healthy. So you have so many girls watching a show like this one, and they really idolize the strong female characters, and they lose so much confidence looking at this kind of person thinking they should look like that, but they shouldn't look like that. It's not something to aspire to. It's not even a female body. I hear people saying it's impossible for a woman to attain this figure. It makes it sound like it's actually desirable. It is not possible nor desirable for a woman's body to look like that. that is a deception, and a very unhealthy one. Again, quite a lot of muscle on these really lean legs. Really strange outfit that you can't really see the bodyline with, but these legs aren't looking very female to me. This apparent curve, again, is because this leg is backward, creating more of a slope to the back in appearance, but not skeletally. Basically looks like a boy anyway. That doesn't really look at all like a girl. It's a boy in a wig. So yeah, so many girls look at beings like this and think they're supposed to look like that, and so many boys think that the women they're with are just, lazy, or there's something wrong with them because they don't look like this. But I can pretty much guarantee you, if a woman does not have a thyroid condition or does not have an eating disorder, she will not be this thin. It's just not a female look. So they're promoting something very unhealthy, causing insecurity in girls and skewing attraction in males. They do it the opposite direction as well, but I think women are especially susceptible to feeling insecure about their appearance because we have a culture that really places a huge amount of importance on a female appearance. Women do have this inbuilt need to be beautiful, and societally they're taught that they're supposed to be beautiful, that, if you're occupying space as a woman, you feel like you're wasting space if you're not beautiful. So when you are given this beauty standard that is not female and is not something that a female body is designed to look like, then, you're gonna end up with a lot of unhappy, insecure girls. And it causes so many unhealthy relationships, so many mental problems. Putting these kind of people on a pedestal and letting girls look at them and think that this is what they should look like, what they should aspire to, it's extremely unhealthy and extremely risky to the mindset of the young person. And, older people too are also susceptible to that kind of feeling. Yeah, again here, something about all these slight inclines that are being passed off as curves, they just don't look right. This body just doesn't look right. Looking very straight, you can see a bit of a gap here between the arm and the back, and you can see when she's not posing to create a arch to the lower back, we've got a straight lower back. Yep, this is a prepubescent boy. He's had surgery and hormones to make him appear like a girl. A picture of these three together. Yeah, I've already touched on these two, so if you haven't seen those videos, if you wanna look at them in more detail, it's interesting to look at these three, and even with this wonky face, I do think this is a guy, this is a girl, and this is a guy. So this show has a quite a mixture of biological males and secret transgenders, creating very warping effects on the minds of young people who've watched it. This jaw is probably sturdier than Mjolnir. Look at that, wow. This is how they can sell these people. Through lighting techniques, photo editing, makeup, angle altering, all kinds of techniques they use to make someone who has this jaw appear not so masculine. Still, you can see if you look hard enough. So yes, a young being warping the minds of the young generation. Crystal Reed, male energy, uneven eyes, so many male traits. This is a male to female, secret transgender. It is not a real woman. And that's that.